Helwig.
Here.
Holland.
Here.
Humphrey.
Here.
Price.
Here.
Sorensen.
Here.
Ward. Wilson.
Here.
Mayor Powell. President Collier-Wise.
Here. You'll all rise for the pledge of allegiance. We have minutes from the August 5th special meeting, August 5th regular meeting, August 14th budget session, and August 15th budget sessions.
Move approval.
We've got a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Minutes are approved. Mike or John, are there any changes to the agenda?
Move approval. Second.
We've got a motion and a second to approve the agenda. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Agenda adopted. Visitors to be heard. Addressing the City Council. All persons addressing the council should use the microphone at the podium. Please raise your hand to be recognized, go to the podium, and state your name and address. For items not on the agenda, members of the public may speak under visitors to be heard on any topic not on the agenda. Remarks are limited to 5 minutes, and no decision will be made at this time. On agenda items, public testimony will be taken at the beginning of each agenda item after the subject has been announced by the president and explained by staff. Any citizen who wishes may speak one time for 5 minutes each on any agenda item. Public testimony will then be closed, and the topic will be given to the governing body for possible action. At this point, only City Council members and staff may discuss the current agenda item unless a council member moves to allow another person to speak and there is unanimous consent from the council. Questions from council members, however, may be directed to staff or a member of the public through the presiding officer at any time. First, we do have a proclamation tonight. And Brian, if you would read that.
Wrestling event to benefit Vermillion Food Pantry. Whereas hunger affects millions of people nationwide, including Vermillion and Clay County. And whereas Midwest All-Pro Wrestling is having an event in Vermillion on Friday, August 30th, 2019. And whereas Midwest All-Pro Wrestling and their sponsors are working to address hunger through an effort to slam out hunger. And whereas Midwest All-Pro Wrestling encourages audience members to bring non-perishable food to the August 30th, 2019 food drive. And whereas Midwest All-Pro Wrestling's Slam Out Hunger event is one example of how we can all work to make a difference in the lives of those in our community. Now, therefore, we, the governing body of the City of Vermillion, South Dakota, do hereby proclaim Friday, August 30th, 2019 as Slam Out Hunger Day in the City of Vermillion, and we encourage attendees at the Midwest All-Pro Wrestling event that evening to bring non-perishable food items to the event or drop them off at the Community Connection Center, dated at Vermillion, South Dakota, this 19th day of August, 2019.
Thank you, Brian. And if there's a representative that would like to come and grab the proclamation and then say a few words about your event. Yep, right at the podium.
Hello, my name is Nick Dinsmore. I wrestled on WWE as Eugene. I own Midwest All Pro Wrestling. My wife and I have been promoting wrestling and training wrestlers here since 2015. We're based in Sioux Falls, but we've got an event coming up August 30th. We're trying to increase our territory where we can run events and be able to help local communities, and we're just very thankful that you guys are having us in Vermillion.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak to something not on the agenda? Anything not on the agenda? Seeing none, we'll move on to public hearings. Item 6A. Oh, sorry, Teresa.
Teresa McDowell Johnson, 214 Catalina, Vermillion. I'm the director of the Vermillion Food Pantry, and I'd just like to thank the council for recognizing the Slam for Hunger event that is being put on. And I think all of you are well aware of a lot of the statistics, and I don't need to go into those. We already know that we have a high poverty rate in our county, and we're trying to address that. But just to kind of also help you frame and look at how food insecurity is affecting us, is in our first 5 days that we were open in August, we served 384 people. And when you start to think about that, of only 5 days and providing food to 384 people, it's pretty alarming that we have that many people in our community that are food insecure, that are needing to be able to have the pantry there. And that's why events such as what's happening here with our pro wrestlers are so important for us. And we thank you for your support also of this proclamation.
Thank you, Teresa.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, Tom.
Is bringing the food, and thank you for doing this, is that the cost of admission, or do you bring food and pay admission? Just people might want to know that before they show up at the door.
The tickets are $10 a piece. The donation of a canned good will get them an entry into the drawing for a prize. So as many cans as they bring in, that's how many tickets they could get. So if they bring 10 cans, get 10 tickets. But the admission tickets are $10, and they'll be for sale at the door as well as at MidwestAllPro.com.
Wonderful, thank you. Steve? I don't know if you're done.
Questions about this.
Okay.
Where is your event taking place?
We're at the National Guard Armory. Doors will open at 6. The show will start at 7.
On the 30th.
Correct, on Friday the 30th.
Very good, thank you.
Awesome. Any
Thank
other
you.
questions before he sits down so he doesn't have to get up again? Wonderful. Thank you so much. All right. Public hearings. Item 6A, special daily malt beverage and wine license for the Fraternal Order of Eagles on or about October 4th, 2019 for a fenced in designated area at 429 North Plum Street. Is that Mike?
The Fraternal Order of Eagles has submitted an application for a special daily malt beverage and wine license at 429 North Plum Street for an event on Friday, October 4th. It's the 50-year celebration of the opening of the current Beta Theta Pi House building. Included in your packet is the notice of hearing and the police chief's memo. The police chief's memo indicated that he'd met with Mick Bresky and recommend the following precautions be taken. There will be 2 designated servers and 2 security people at the event responsible for ensuring that no non-Beta members will attend and no one under 21 will be served. Everyone who wishes to consume alcohol will be ID'd and wristbanded. Wristbands will be issued to those over 21. The tent will have only one entry, which will be controlled by security. The event will last from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. on October 4th. The special daily fee of $15 per day plus $15 for advertising has been paid. Administration would recommend approval of the issuance of the special daily malt beverage and wine license for the tent designated area with the precautions as outlined by the Chief of Police unless something further information is provided at this public hearing. Mick Bresky's present to answer any questions on the event.
Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on this agenda item? Mick?
I am Mick Bresky. I live at 823 Lewis Street. Been a resident, 33 years on this run, so, 4 years of college. So I've been around Vermillion for a while. I am a duplicate member of both clubs, organizations, whatever you want to call them. I am an officer at the Eagles, and I am also an officer at Beta Theta Pi. The event is not open to the public. We will go to as many lengths as we need to make sure that it stays a closed event. It is a chance for our alumni to get back together. We do this get together pretty much once a year, every year, but we do it out at the Bluffs Golf Course. Because this house hit 50 years old, and it's probably one of our last landmark things, we decided to make it a little more organized. That tent is large. Bob, what was the measurement on it? 40 by 60 feet, so it's big. It's fairly easy to control with that one entrance. I will be one of the bartenders, so I can guarantee you that I'll keep track of what's going on there. It won't be a free-for-all by any means. My law enforcement career kind of prohibits me from doing stuff that isn't pretty straightforward. The kids, that being the actives in the house, know what's going on, but they also know that it is an alumni event. They know that if they're not over 21, that they will not get a wristband, and they aren't going to be getting any alcohol, which would be contrary to the university's policies, the general fraternities policies. They got a lot of things going against them there if they have aspirations. I don't know, I don't have a whole lot of other things that I can add to it. Chief Betson and I and Mr. Starr behind me all met at the house. We discussed exactly what we're doing. We're pretty sure we know what we're doing, and we want to keep it at a low key, and we want to keep control of it. There's no need for us to do anything but that.
Okay. Is there anyone else in the audience who would like to speak on this item before we turn it over to the council for questions?
We've got, Mr. Ward's got a question.
Okay. I think both Mr. Sorensen and Mr. Ward have a question. I saw Tom first.
I'll keep mine really quick. First of all, congratulations on 50 years at the North Plum site. I think that's interesting that the old Beta House down at Harvard, Maine is being refurbished, and it's kind of a great comparison. You have a very rich history, so congratulations on that. On behalf of some of the neighbors, is there going to be music associated with this?
There will be music. It should be fairly muffled. Our intent is to keep the volume on it down enough to where the people inside the tent can still speak to each other. So we've got a fairly low volume to start with. As to the decibels, the tent will muffle a lot of it, and then it will be on the east side of the house out in that large yard. So it'll be a distance away from anybody. The members of the chapter and our alumni, Bob and I, will be going around to each one of the houses and making sure that they know who we are, how to contact us, and the hours that we're going to run it. The hours, technically, we're only serving from 5 till 11. Some of them will start showing up at 4 because we're having a barbecue pork sandwich deal prior to, but the alcohol gets dispersed from 5 to 11. So we should have a fairly quiet. If you need my cell phone number, I'll be more than happy to furnish it.
Bob Starr, I'm the Alumni Corporation President for the Fraternity House. I graduated in 1992, still very active and kind of keep tabs on everything with the young men. The music that will be there that evening, it's kind of a special deal to all of us members. Performing that night at 7 o'clock will be Mogan's Heroes, which is a big band that travels the Midwest. John Mogan is a Gamma Alpha Beta who will actually be performing for all of his fraternity brothers that night. And then at 9 o'clock, a really, really special event. Back in the day, in the mid-'80s, there was a band that performed all around Vermillion at the Fraternity House at the Dakota Dome. They were known as the Beta Band. And it was 5 guys from all across South Dakota that joined the house and said, "You play a band instrument? Yeah. You play it too?" They got together and started a band, and they were very popular for about 3-4 years while they were in school. And after 32 years, they are reforming to celebrate the 50th anniversary and coming back to do this. So those will be our 2 bands. Music will end at 11 o'clock, so everything would be done by 11.
Thank you. Steve, were those your questions too? Any other questions from the council? Would entertain a motion?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Okay. Item B, special daily malt beverage and wine license for the Vermillion Area Arts Council on or about September 14th, 2019 for a steampunk pirate festival at 202 Washington Street. Mike?
The Vermillion Area Arts Council has submitted their application for the special daily malt beverage and wine license for their event on Saturday, September 14th, 2019 for the Steampunk Pirate Festival at 202 Washington Street. The notice of hearing and police chief's memo are included in the packet. The police chief's memo indicated that he had talked to Phyllis Packard and that they would be IDing individuals and using wristbands to designate those who are over 21 and that they would have volunteers at the event. Would be monitoring those that were drinking, that they had a wristband or not. The fee of $20 per day and $15 for advertising has been received. Administration recommend approval of the special daily malt beverage and wine license unless further information is provided at the hearing.
Thanks, Mike. Dave, do you have anything to say about this? All right, I'll turn it to the council. We've got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion approved. All right, moving on to new business, item A, resolution approving grant offer for airport improvement program for the design engineering for reconstruction of the hangar taxiway with the FAA. Jose.
Thank you. The airport's hangar taxiway is to be designed in 2019 with construction occurring in 2020. The agreement in front of you guys stipulates how funding will be made and also the criteria that must be followed during the development of the construction plans. The agreement also states that the FAA will reimburse the city for 90% of the total cost. At this point, there's no cost to the city. However, it's estimated that the city will be paying $55,000, with 90% being reimbursed by the feds and 5% being reimbursed by the state. Administration recommends approval of the resolution for the grant offer for airport improvement program for the design engineering for reconstruction of the hangar taxiway with the FAA. Additionally, the state has requested that the city council allow the mayor or the council president to sign all future agreements related to this project. This would expedite the process with the state to get future reimbursements associated with the project.
Thank you, Jose. Any?
Oh, I'm sorry, is there a question?
Nope.
Move approval of resolution grant offer.
We've got a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
All right. Item B, appointment to the Business Improvement District Number 2 Board. I guess I will take it. We only have one applicant to the board, and that is Michelle Maloney for an additional term. And so that would be my recommendation. You can approve that recommendation.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Right. Appointment approved. Item C, resolution fixing the time and place for a hearing and notice of hearing on special assessment roll for nuisance abatement. Mike.
As part of our nuisance abatement process, the city incurs costs for grass and weed tagging, mowing, snow tagging, snow removal, hiring contractors to do the mowing and snow removal and remove debris. The state statute 2110-6 provides for special assessment of these costs against the properties that have gone unpaid. The special assessment process provides a governing body, 1, set a public hearing, and 2, notify the property owners of the hearing by both sending notice and publish notice of hearing. The resolution calls for a public hearing to be held on September 16th. Following the public hearing on the 16th, the City Council would be asked to adopt a resolution approving the assessment rolls with any adjustments in the amount. Administration to recommend adoption of the resolution that sets a public hearing for September 16th for the special assessment for nuisance abatement.
Any questions or comments from the council? Got a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. City managers report. We have no bid openings, so it's all you.
Okay, thank you. Couple of things. There was a raffle notification included in your packet, but so that we get these entered in the record. Phi Kappa Theta, they're selling raffle tickets, $5 each or 5 for $20. The raffle tickets will be sold September 9th through the 15th, and it's a 50-50 raffle with one grand prize. That's half the ticket sales, and the other half the proceeds will constitute a donation that they will be making to the Children's Miracle Network. We do have a couple of street closures coming up here. Just a reminder, these have all been approved through City Council. North Pine Street will be closed from East National to East Cedar. That closing is on Thursday, the 22nd of August, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's part of Alpha Phi's recruitment bid day, that they will have that block closed for a couple hours on Thursday, August 22nd. The other two street closings are related to the USD as classes begin. The first one is this Friday, is move-in day. North Plum Street from East Cherry Street to Highway 50, and then Rose Street from Cottage Villa to the Dome. That'll be closed from 5 a.m. to 4 p.m. as part of the USD's Move-In Day program that they offer. And then the other one is we embark now on Coyote Football Saturdays coming up here, and so before the council meets again, there'll be a game on Saturday, August 31st. Just a reminder that, again, Rose Street will be closed from Coyote Village north to the Dome, and parking will be removed on both sides of Dakota Street from Alumni Street to Highway 50. The only parking along that section will be for the visitor buses. We do have the Historic Preservation Commission. They have 3 terms which are expiring. If any interested individuals would like to serve in this commission, we ask that they complete an expression of interest form. Submit that by Thursday, August 29th at noon, and we anticipate the City Council will make appointments at your next meeting. And your next meeting will be on Tuesday, September 3rd, due to the Labor Day holiday, instead of Monday, September 2nd. And obviously, city offices are closed on Labor Day as we get ready for Jose and Mike's birthday. So.
Any questions for John? Go ahead, Tom.
Maybe I'm off base here. The description that Mick gave, if you give X amount of cans, you get into the prizes. Is that our notice of a raffle, or is it a raffle? Maybe I should ask Jim. I know the Attorney General's office keeps close track of these.
Yeah.
From experience.
I guess a raffle typically that we deal with involves exchange of dollars for a chance at the entry.
Some consideration.
Yep. So for providing money to buy the ticket, whether it's $1 a quarter or it's $5 or $20, those are typically the raffles we deal with. Is that?
Okay.
All right. Moving on to invoices payable. Any questions for Mike? And I think we can take these all as one. We don't have to divide them up. Got a motion, a second to pay our bills. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. Let's pay our bills. Motion carries. Consensus agenda. Item A, set a public hearing date of September 3rd, 2019 for a special daily malt beverage and wine license for the Vermillion Area Chamber and Development Company on or about September 27th and 28th, 2019 at Radigan Platz and portions of Market and Main Street for Oktoberfest event. Item B, set a public hearing date of September 3rd, 2019 for a special permit to exceed permissible sound levels for the Vermillion Area Chamber of Commerce and Development Company on or about September 27th and 28th, 2019 at Radigan Platz and portions of Market and Main Street from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. for Oktoberfest events. We've got a motion and a second to approve the consensus agenda. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? We are adjourned.